Hey everyone. So the exciting news of the past week is that the new 2024 prompts for the POPSUGAR challenge was dropped. I belong to a group on Facebook where people discuss this back and forth. They share ideas for the prompts and for what books to read and stuff and give a lot of opinions. It's kind of a fun group. This past year I tried to do the POPSUGAR challenge, but I might do a video how that ended up. I know that I will never finish the challenges, but it's really fun to try. So I will be probably going for it again in 2024. But that is all to say that when the list dropped and I was looking at the prompts, there is a prompt for read a K-pop book. And I was like, dang, I cannot believe that K-pop is now becoming big enough that it's actually on POPSUGAR challenge list. This is crazy. And a lot of people are really stressing about it. They are not familiar with this genre or this category or this theme. So of course I feel like I have to do a video with some suggestions for this particular prompt on the challenge to help those people out who are struggling. And I have looked at some of the suggestions that were on the Facebook group, Googled K-pop on the Goodreads to see what would pop up there. Plus there are some that I have read on my own, and I have friends who write K-pop. There's a ton out there. A lot of people are stressing, thinking that they're not gonna be able to find a book. And it doesn't have to be fiction also. There's a ton of nonfiction out there about K-pop. So I thought I would do this video to make some suggestions and share with you what I've read, and also there's a bunch that I haven't read. Now I'm not gonna tell you about what all these books are about because they all have a similar plot line. Usually it's about like a regular person who has bumped into a K-pop idol and they become friends and then they fall in love. Or it's a regular person who had a childhood friend who was just their buddy all the time growing up, and then that person grew up to become a K-pop star and then they reconnect later on. Or it's maybe two K-pop idols who find each other in the industry and fall in love. Or it's somebody who's in Korea who ends up getting in the industry and becoming, working with K-pop idols, and then they fall in love. I'm just gonna list some of these books, and I would really, really, really love to pump up my friends. First of all, Trish Milburn has a huge series called An Idol in Love. She makes up a band, and each boy in the band gets their own book, their own love story. And then once she finishes that band, then she goes on to another band that is the rival of the first band. So now she's telling their love stories. Now she's made up a world where the idols can fall in love and have girlfriends. In the real world, this is not possible. K-pop idols, if they fall in love and have girlfriends, they usually get kicked out of the band. Yes, it's true. It's a terrible thing. And this is why Trish likes to write about it, to kind of bring to light the craziness that this is our reality, that K-pop idols cannot have normal lives. So all of these books are breaking that reality because they're all love stories mostly that I know of, these ones anyway. That's just not something that's going to happen in the real K-pop world. It does happen, but they usually, one, keep it really, really, really secret, or two, they end up having a scandal and they are no longer a K-pop idol. Or sometimes they get married and everything's happy and fine. It all depends on the luck of that particular idol. Some of them have better luck than others. Trish's series is called An Idol in Love, like I said, and there's like 7 or 8 books now. I can't remember if a new one has come out, but just look them up and you can get them on Amazon, and they are awesome. I was seeing that somebody on the Facebook group was lamenting the fact most of these books are YA romances. Trish's books I do not consider YA because the characters are all in their 20s. They're very clean, sweet romances, but I wouldn't consider them YA necessarily. So there's that. Then my other friend, Jenny Bennett, also writes a ton of K-pop romances. I have read a couple of them. One is called Kidnapped Idol. One is called #Fangirl Problems. I'm not sure any of hers are connected like Trish's are. There's a lot out there. You can find them easily. Jenny Bennett is her name. Another one I read is called Come Back by Lynn Ashwood and Rachel Rose. These guys actually approached me and said, hey, we have a K-pop book, you should read it. And so they gave me their book and I read it and loved it. So it's called Come Back. I'm not sure if they have some others yet or not. Let's see, which other ones have I read? I have read Once Upon a K-Prom this past summer by Kat Cho. Really good and fun and cute. XOXO by Axio, and I hear that there's a sequel called ASAP, which I need to get my hands on and read. Axio is a pretty well-known author, and I feel like XOXO might be the more popular K-pop book that people are aware of out there. I also read one called A Million Beginnings by Sabrina T. Rudolph, another K-pop fan who wrote a book and they had me read their book ahead of time. And I really enjoyed theirs also. That one gives you a really good sense for what it's like to work behind the scenes of a K-pop band. Oh, the other one that I have on the list that I've actually read is called Somewhere Only We Know by Maureen Gu. She writes a lot of Korean themed novels, a lot of them K-drama themed, K-drama tropes, but this one is specific to K-pop. The rest of these I have not read. Let me just list them for you. It looks like there's an author named Stephen Lee who wrote K-Pop Confidential and K-Pop Revolution, so I feel like his books might be fun to check out. Most of these are written by women, and it would be fun to see a guy author's point of view on the whole K-pop thing. And then Jessica Jung, she is an actual K-pop idol turned author, and she wrote one called Shine, and then there's a sequel called Bright, and those are high up on my list to read. So I would like to read those this year for this prompt, and the sequel to Axio's book. Those are the ones I really want to get to. We also have I'll Be the One by Layla Lee, Idol Gossip by Alexandra Lei Young, YN by Esther Yi, Fireworks by Alice Lin, Gorgeous Gruesome Faces by Linda Cheng. That one I'm really kind of curious about. Those are the ones that are on the list that I looked up. And then there's a nonfiction one, How to Speak K-Pop. I didn't write the author's name down. This one just makes me laugh. I have so many videos on my other channel about teaching people how to do K-pop. And I feel like, man, I could have just written a book. And then, I mean, maybe this person knows more about it than I do, but it just makes me laugh because I feel like, dang, I should have written a book about it. And then there's the BTS book, which I reviewed this past year. They put out a book for their 10th anniversary about all the experiences they've had up till now. And it's a beautiful book. And so that is a really good one if you want to learn about the industry and about BTS's experience in particular. Those two are nonfiction. There's a lot more nonfiction about specific groups, mostly BTS, mostly Blackpink. I'm waiting for ATEEZ and Stray Kids to get in the book game because I feel like they're not too far behind in this whole being up there with the popular groups. Am I making sense? Yeah, but there's a lot of books about specific things in the industry. Speaking of nonfiction books, somebody sent me one called Kpop Dance, Fandoming Yourself on social media. And this, I started reading it. It is very brainy and very deep and kind of hard for me to digest because it's mostly like a doctorate thesis about K-pop dance, TikTok dance challenges, the evolution of K-pop dance, BTS, the modern dancers. I mean, it sounds fascinating, but wow, it is deep. It's like reading a like I said, a doctorate or a scholarly paper. So there's stuff like this out there. That's all I have right now. That's just a little tip of the iceberg. I just wanted to share that with anybody who's going to be doing this challenge and looked at that prompt and went, what the heck? How am I supposed to find books about that? Well, it's out there. There's tons of it. It's not all YA. It's not all fiction. It's probably not all romance there. And it's just all this variety that you could expect out of any other book. They will all just have the theme of stories within the K-pop industry, basically, which is really fun to explore. Hopefully this has helped, and I can't wait to jump in and read some of these myself. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.